Jan from Manfa Makes. So I am here today to fill you in on what I've actually been up to in regards to yarn and crochet, because all week you have been seeing videos of all my fabulous happy mail. Now, although those videos are some of my favourite to film, and I'm sure some of your favourites to watch, I think I need to get back to what my channel's all about a little bit, don't you? So, welcome back again to all my returners. You know you're welcome round my house anytime. And if you're new, hi, welcome in. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, settle in, and stay a while. It's so good to have you. So, it will be Friday the 22nd of April 2022 when you see this, hopefully, if technology allows. So then, guys, what have I been up to? So, I think we will start with my C2C that I am doing for Twisted Fibre Friends. I will link the lovely Keri the Yarny Elephant, Froggywentaknitting Jennifer, and Cocktails and Crochet with Coco down below, because they are, of course, the Twisted Fibre Friends. So if you are not familiar with their channels, then please do click on them and check them out. I still haven't completed it. It's still an ongoing project. It will in fact end up being my memento blanket that I am doing to have a keepsake of the beautiful Cr4ftym00 Sarah. Again, because I've mentioned her channel link will be down in the description box. Go and check her out too, please. I'd really appreciate it. So the yarn I'm using for my C2C was actually given to me by Sarah. That's why it will be my memory blanket of her, because she got the yarn. So I'm just going to move my chair back so that I've got more room to show you my C2C. Are you ready? So like I said, it's still not completed. I've still got work to do on it. But it is getting bigger. Not even going to be able to fit it in frame, I don't think. How am I going to do this? Let's figure this out. Hang on. So this is my corner, and it goes all the way across to there. And then I will do a slow pan up for you. Oh, and there's still more. Hang on. And it keeps going. There we go. I have now started to decrease. So I am getting there, guys. And I am so pleased with how it's turning out. It is absolutely beautiful. Let's give you a closer look. Now, my colours on camera are not as bright and vibrant as it is in real life. I've still got to configure the settings, but they are gorgeously bright rainbow colours. And there we go, that's my C2C. So I'll continue working on that one, and then I'll obviously keep showing you progress as we go along. And then, right, as you all know, there is a content creator out there that we may all be familiar with. If not, I'll put her link down in the description box. And every time I see her, watch her video, or meet her in Zoom, I fangirl a little bit. I'm not entirely sure why that happens to me, but it does. But it is getting better, and I hope Lynette will agree. I am, of course, talking about Lynette from Charmed Granny Crochet. And she is hosting this month's Amigurumi Wars. And I haven't managed to enter anything for January, February or March. But Lynette's hosting this month, and I've been wanting to participate, but I haven't really had the time. And I still don't really have the time, but I'm making time for my Charmed Grammy, okay? So, Amigurumi Wars, if you are not familiar, go and check out Charmed Granny Crochet. She will have videos on her channel that explains all about it. Basically, every month a different content creator hosts it. They encourage their family members and viewers to send them in some patterns before their month starts. And usually there's 2 paid for patterns and 8 free patterns. And then it's up to you to decide whether you want to pay for a pattern and make that amigurumi. And if you do, it's worth 2 points. Or if you want to get the free pattern, make the amigurumi and get 1 point per amigurumi. Well, this month is a little bit different because our Lynette has put a little twist in there. If you purchase any of Y.O.H Crochet's amigurumi patterns and make it and enter it, you'll get 3 points per pattern. I mean, you can't say fairer than that, can you? That is awesome. And as the patterns were disclosed, released, told to everyone, it was discovered that one of the bunny patterns, one of the paid bunny patterns, didn't work. So Lynette has said any other amigurumi that is a paid for pattern can be entered. Anything. So a pattern from a book, a pattern that you've had to pay for online. And in my case, I will be entering my gorgeous Flemmy, which you have seen on a previous video, because she came in the Crochet Society box. So the box was paid for by Keri and Froggy, and then I obviously made her with the pattern that came in the box. So she's a paid for pattern. So she is going to be my paid pattern entry. So she is worth 2 points to me. And then I managed, sorry for reaching over, I managed to do one of the free patterns, but I didn't do one of the free patterns. Well, I did one of the free patterns, but I made 2 of them. And I picked Ray, oh my goodness, Ray the Stingray. He's called Ray. And I'll hopefully pop the link for the pattern down in my description box as well. So I made the traditional grey and white. He's got a white little belly and he's grey. But then I had to do a rainbow one because we all know Manfa loves rainbows. And why not? Why can't you have a rainbow Ray? So I did this lovely bright rainbow on the top. And then I used this colourful speckly cream underneath. And he's slightly bigger than this one because this one I used a DK cotton, a 3-weight cotton, and this one I used a 4-weight cotton or an Aran cotton. So this one is bigger. The rainbow one is bigger than the grey one. Let me see if I can demonstrate that to you. I mean, he's not massively bigger, but he is a smidgy bit bigger, look, just a smidgy bit. So I've got 2 rays. So that's 1 point, 2 points, and 2 points for Flemmy, which is 4. But, oh, we all know Manfa bites off a little more than she can chew sometimes. And I'm determined to do another one of the patterns. And I'll link that one down in the description box as well. And I am talking about one of the paid for patterns. And some of you that are following the Amigurumi Wars may recognise this pattern when I show you. But I am planning, doubt it's going to be done by the end of April, just saying, because I'm running out of time and I only started 2 days ago. I'm planning to do these chaps. Does anyone recognise them? They are, of course, the 7 Dwarfs. So I've got 7 of them to do by the end of April. Think I've been a little over ambitious, don't you? But we shall see. So I will show you what little progress I have made on these little chaps. Just let me put my pattern back in my folder here because I don't want to mess it up. Oh, this is a lovely picture of them all. Look at them. Aren't they so adorably cute? And I'm going to attempt to make these guys by the end of April. Okay, so actually I'm not going to bother trying to put the pattern away and fixing it now because I just need to crack on and show you what I've been up to. So my thought process behind getting the 7 dwarfs done is rather than do one in its entirety, then the next in its entirety, then the next in its entirety, I thought, let's think smart about this. Well, I'm saying think smart, but who knows whether it's smart or not. We will see. I'm going to do like a factory line of production. So I'm starting off with the hats. So there's 7 dwarfs and there's 7 hats. I've made 5. I've done 5 hats in 2 days. Never mind the heads, the noses, the beards, the ears for Dopey, the arms, legs, bodies. I've done 5 hats. That's it. And actually one of the hats, I'm not happy with the colour. So I've just had to order a different colour and hope that it arrives in time. Because I didn't like it. So if I get that original piece of paper that I showed you. So I have done Bashful's hat. And what I did with this is I dug around in my stash of Stylecraft Special DK. And I tried to match the colours as closely as I could. It's not going to be exactly the same because I'm not using the yarn that the pattern calls for. And it's also not the same yarn weight. I'm using DK or a lightweight 3. So my dwarf's going to be bigger than the ones that the pattern says because I'm using a bigger yarn. So I am using Stylecraft Special DK in a range of colours. And I am using a 3.5mm hook. And this is what the hat looks like when it's not folded flat. It's got a little crease here so that when it's on the... I'm trying to work out my camera angles. Sorry, guys. So it's got a little bit of a jaunt to it. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to hide my ends and it decides to escape and show you anyway. Yes, so let's get the bit of paper again. So there's Bashful, dear of him. And there's his hat. Can you see? So I've done Bashful's hat. And then I've done Doc's hat in this lovely mustard yellowy colour. Oh, Sam, sort yourself out. So there's Doc's hat. There we go. This guy here. He's got a nice mustard yellow hat. Again, shopping in my stash as much as I can. And then the next hat I did was Sneezy. And he's got like a coppery orange hat, this fella here. So I've done his hat, but his point obviously faces backwards. So that's Sneezy's hat. And then I have done Sleepy's hat. This, oh, left is right, Sam. Oh, this guy. Oh my goodness, this guy here, Sleepy. Done his hat in turquoise blue to match it as close as I could. There we go. And then this next one is the colour that I'm not really keen on. It's too dark. The only brown I had in my Stylecraft stash. And it's for Grumpy. Had to be Grumpy, didn't it? Grumpy, this fella here. As you can see, it is brown. Yeah, but the only brown I had is this, which on camera is looking even darker than what it is in real life anyway. So can you see it does not match at all, and I am really not happy with it. So I have actually ordered Stylecraft Special DK in gingerbread, and I will redo this one. So if I'm redoing this one technically doesn't count anymore. So I've done 4 hats. 4 hats, but I've got to make 7 complete dwarfs. So we will see. So these will hopefully go towards the Amigurumi Wars, hashtag Amigurumi Wars. And I'll put the hashtag in my video description as well. I will link the lovely Lynette's channel, Charmed Grammy Crochet. And obviously what you do is when you've made your amigurumis, before midnight on the 30th of April, you need to have sent her an email with pictures of your makes, and that is your entry. And then what happens is, if you carry on with the amigurumi wars for the rest of the year, for every entry in every month, your points just keep adding up and building, and then the person with the most points at the end of the year gets a fabulous prize. And I think that's really, really awesome. Some of the hosts of Amigurumi Wars are going to be giving a prize for the person that enters the most entry for the month, and that will be coming from the host of the month. But overall, the person who has the most points by the end of the year will win the grand prize. And I believe this concept was started by Anita at Y.O.H Crochet. Sorry, Anita. So that's my plans for my amigurumi wars. Before I decided to do the dwarfs, I also started another project. So 2 of my whips at the moment have been long-term parked. They are my whatchamacallit blanket and my seems like old times shawl. I am in no hurry to finish them. The blanket needs to be done by September, so I've got plenty of time. And the shawl, I only really did the shawl to see if I could make a shawl, because I'd never attempted it before and I had never worked with 2-weight yarn. So it was a bit of an experiment. So that one I will eventually finish, but it's in timeout at the moment because I want to do some other projects more urgently. But I did start another project, and this project is another shawl. And it is beautiful. It is the Count My Blessings shawl from our wonderful Ursula over at OMGrannySquare. This is a paid for pattern. You can find it on her Ravelry. She is on Ravelry under Ursula Wood. So if you type in Ursula Wood, you will be able to find this pattern. The pattern really isn't expensive. It's very super reasonable. And I like to support my fellow content creators as much as I can. So I purchased the pattern. And when I was in between projects, I made a start. And I am actually using some of the yarn that I was gifted in Happy Mail. It's ice yarn. And it is the... let me just see, I've got some more of it here. Is it the Puzzle Baby? I think it's the Puzzle Baby, but don't quote me on it because I haven't got the ball band to hand. But it is the ice yarn, which is a 2-weight, which is a fingering here in the UK. These colours are not being done justice. They are much more vibrant, much more bright, much more beautiful. So I'm using ice yarn. And here is the start of my Count Your Blessings shawl. Now I need to show you the correct way. So I haven't got very far. It's still itty bitty at the moment, but I think it is coming out absolutely beautifully. Starting off with this really, really pale icy blue, and then ombreing out into darker blues, and then the pink starts coming into play to more pinks. I just think that is super, super pretty, and I'm excited to see how the yarn plays out the further I get. But this one will be parked for a little bit until I've done my dwarfs. So although I've shown you my C2C, and although I'm showing you this one and the C2C will be put to one side until I've got the dwarfs done. And I'm just hoping that the wool I've had to order from Wool Warehouse will come in time for me to finish, because one of the other colours is for the faces, you know, the flesh colour, the toy colour in Stylecraft. And, you know, the heads are quite a main feature of the dwarf. So I am going to furiously be working on all the other bits and pieces while I'm waiting for that to come in. And then I'm going to have to make 7 heads super duper quick. We'll see. Making no promises. And if time is starting to run out, I may just stop what I'm doing with the factory line, you know, the factory procession. And I might think, right, let's see how many I can complete. So I'll take all the bits that I've already done and just do the other bits that I haven't and do some complete ones. Because I do believe if you do the dwarfs, you get 2 points per dwarf. So those dwarfs are worth a potential 14 points. So I'm already on 4 points when I've emailed Lynette my pictures. So even if I get 2 or 3 done, it's another 2 points each. I don't think that's too shabby for my first entry. I'm quite chuffed with myself, quite pleased with myself. Just, you know, shouldn't blow my own trumpet, but I am really, really pleased. So, yes, that is all my projects. But we can't leave Mike out now, can we? Because, as some of you may already know, Mike has got bitten by the crochet bug. Now, he is absolutely fine. In fact, he's absolutely loving it at the moment. He's a little bit addicted. Now, we all know how that feels, don't we? I think we do. So he was using some sugar and cream cotton to make a dishcloth, washcloth, some sort of cloth. He got very bored with that very quickly and he made it as big as he wanted it, and it now lives in his car so that if his windscreen gets a bit misty or a bit smeary, he's got a cloth there just to give it a little bit of a buff and a little bit of a shine up. So it's windscreen here in the UK, and I think it's windshield for you across the pond. So yes, that cloth now lives in his car. And we were talking and he was like, I want a different project to do. I want a bit more of a challenge. Bearing in mind, he's only been crocheting a little over a week. That's it. 1 week. He has mastered the slip knot. He has mastered the chain. He has mastered single crochet. He has mastered half double crochet. And he has mastered double crochet. His favourite out of the bunch is double crochet, but I think that's because it's quite a big stitch and it grows a bit quicker. And we all know what blokes are like. They can be a little bit lazy and want to take the easy option. Anyway, so he said, I want to do a different project. And I said, well, what project do you want to do? And he said, I think I might like to make a blanket. And I went, so you're going from a washcloth or dishcloth to a blanket. Do you realise how big a project a blanket is and how much work that it takes and involves to create one? And he said, well, I'm in no rush to complete it and I can pick it up and put it down as and when I want. I said, yes, you can. That's very, very true. So he said, well, what's that one you're doing with the rainbow yarn, meaning my C2C? He said, I would quite like to give that a go if you don't mind. So I'm like, okay, that's ambitious. But yeah, I don't think it's impossible. Trying to be supportive and encouraging, you know, because he's a newbie and I want to encourage his enthusiasm, because if you don't encourage the enthusiasm, you might get bored and he might give up, and I don't want him to give up. So I said, okay, but you're not having any of my cakes and my pretties on my shelf, I'm afraid. But I have got some plastic totes off camera here that you can't see, and in them is all of my Woolful mystery bag yarn, and I've got one full of all my different types of cotton, and then I've got one full of all my 4 weights or my Aran weight yarns, and the other one is all of my Stylecraft Special DK or 3 weight yarn, because what my shelves used to be stacked full of was Stylecraft Special, because that was literally all my stash consisted of for a very, very, very long time, until I was very generously blessed and gifted with all of this beautifulness. So without further ado, and to stop blathering on, I am going to show you Mike's progress on his C2C, because he has done awesome. I think he's only picked this up 2 times, maybe 3 times, not, you know, and it's only been in the last 2 or 3 days that he started working on it. And look, guys, isn't he doing brilliant? And he has decided to pick multiple shades of purple, and he is breaking up the purple with a lovely light silvery grey. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but yeah, that is his colour choices. Isn't that, for a first attempt, super neat, super lovely, and incredible that he's attempting something like this after only crocheting 1 week? Now, if this isn't encouraging to you guys out there who are still debating whether to learn to crochet or not, or if you're struggling to learn to crochet, this should be encouragement. It really, really should. If Mike can do it, you all can do it. And I promise you, whether it takes you a long time to pick it up and understand, it really doesn't matter. The yarn is always going to be there waiting for you, and you can learn at your own pace. So yeah, that is my, oh, let's go this way. That is Mike's beginnings of his C2C. I'm so proud. He says it's because I'm a good teacher, but I don't know about that. I'll still take the compliment though. Thanks, Mike. So yes, guys, you've seen Mike's C2C, you've seen my C2C, you've seen my Count My Blessings shawl, and you've seen the start of the 7 dwarfs that I want to make, and you've seen my 2 rays. So we have been busy with all the yarns and the crochet and crafty related bits and bobs. So I thought I'd better update you and fill you in. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what has been up to in the Manfa and Mike household. And we will be back with another catch up, hopefully next week, with even more to show you. Can't wait, super excited, and I do actually love the fact that Mike is starting to understand the joy that comes from crochet, because it is awesome. If I didn't think it was awesome, I wouldn't have a crochet channel. Just saying. I think it's fabulous, and now we can crochet together rather than me just being the only crocheter, and I might actually get to start talking about yarn with a real life person that lives with me. That'll be quite cool. I'm also thinking of ideas of what I can get him for his birthday. His birthday is in July, so I'm going to see if he's going to keep up with the crochet over the next couple of months. And if he does keep up with the crochet and he's really enjoying it, I might buy him some cakes of his own. What do you reckon? Get him some nice stuffs like this, rather than my bog standard acrylic in my tote. Might treat him to some loveliness, but Mike colours, obviously. His favourite's purple and he quite likes blue. So I might get Mike a couple of cakes for his birthday, and I have to be quiet because he's just outside the door in the kitchen cooking me my evening meal. I don't want him to hear. I might treat him to a new set of hooks as well, so he's all set. That's the plan. And he hasn't been that great at keeping up and watching all my videos lately, so I'm hoping this is one of the videos that he doesn't watch, and then he won't know what I'm planning to buy him for his birthday. But if he does watch, he's spoilt his own surprise. I didn't think that through very well, did I? But still, he won't know what cake I pick, and he won't know what hooks I'm going to buy him, so it's still going to be a sort of a surprise. Anyway, guys, it's been so great coming in and spending some time with you, but this is nearly half an hour long. So I am going to pop off. I am going to go and help Mike finish cooking our evening meal. I will see you in the next one, and if not, I'll see you in the YouTube streets. And as you know, what do I always say? Stay safe, be kind, look after one another, have some lovely quality time in with your friends and family, and have some lovely quality crafting time too. And I love you all super duper huge amounts. Don't ever forget it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.